Hey guys, so it's Freshen Up Friday. Washed my hair for the first time and I don't even know how long. I forget. So I decided I wanted to do this video for a couple things that have been happening lately. So I've been getting a lot of emails from clients, or in their food logs, where they're talking about they're getting a lot of compliments and all that other stuff, which is duh. Because my clients are getting results, because that's what happens when you have support and somebody is very thorough with their education, and knowledge is power, and I like to teach my clients every aspect of the spectrum. It's nutrition, cardio, and training, but then it is also coping skills and therapy and the whole mental game. So, I have also been getting a lot of emails, or in people's emails, talking about haters. And this is a video that I am going to forever beat a dead horse about on my channel, because when you get results, it is unfortunate that there is so much more negativity. If you are surrounded by, and that's why they say you want to surround yourself with like-minded people. Let's just say if your entire life you've been around a certain kind of people, your kind of people at that time, and then you have an epiphany, or then you decide you just can't live like this anymore and you decide to make life changes. You are going to have a lot of people that aren't going to agree with your journey. Hopefully some people come along the way, but it's okay if they don't. And it doesn't mean that you need to stay friends with people just because you've been friends forever. If your life is going in two different paths and you're making changes to your life and they're not making changes and they're complaining about where their life is but doing nothing about it, then at some point you have to say, listen, if we met today, we probably wouldn't be friends. And it's very unfortunate that even goes for family. I also have had a lot of people that have been telling me that, you're going, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you. When I first started this, I've been a trainer for 18 years. I hate even using that word. Then a fitness manager, and then my husband started this business, and then I joined him about 8 months after he started it, and then we opened up our own place. And when I first started, I was at maintenance for a really long time. And just maintaining. My son is 9 years old. He's going to be 10 this year. And we started the business, after I had him. I was a fitness manager during the first year of his life. And that's part of the reason why I decided to leave. So those of you that don't know, we have 2 kids, and one of them is adopted. I found out that I couldn't have kids anymore, and I really had a hard time getting pregnant with Koa. I was on bed rest for a month. I was on an IV because of my Crohn's disease, so on and so forth. And they wanted me to do all these medications. We were trying for many, many years. That's why there's such a big gap in their age. Koa's going to be 10 and the baby's going to be 3, right around in the same month. So, but basically the point of this is that I recently, and I will say this, you are allowed, and nothing that I do in my life will ever be where I put it before my kids or it before my family. So because of the way my business is, and because I get up at 3, and because I go to bed early, and my husband is in the same business, and I train clients in the morning and then again at night, and then after both the kids are in school, I do have the opportunity to work out at around 10:30 in the morning, and then that's when I do my emails, my calls again, phone interviews, work on improving myself, then pick up my son from school, then on some days take him to Kumon, then pick up the baby, or my husband picks up the baby. And then on 2 nights, I stay home with the baby while Koa goes to Muay Thai or whatever sport he's doing, which is usually soccer and Muay Thai, but most of the time Muay Thai. And then I stay home with the baby, or 3 nights a week, either my husband will take the baby with him, or my in-laws will watch the baby for a few hours, and then my husband picks them up. Again, the point of this is that about 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to have a goal. So, I was around 130 pounds, and I maintained that after I gave birth, within 2.5 months of giving birth to Koa. And I had been at that goal for a while, but I've always kind of wanted to have bigger legs. I tried it on my own. It's not my specialty in reference to bulking and putting on size. So that's when I decided to reach out and try to find a coach. And fast forward, I found one. It wasn't the right fit for me, and now I'm with Johnny Casalina, and I love this. Now, my goals, you don't have to agree with. And there's a point to this. I have a couple clients that, you know, their goal is to change the shape of their body. There are clients that have lost an aggressive amount of weight, and then they have these goals of like wanting to look like an athlete, wanting to look like, you know, whatever, shoulders and nice arms or whatever. And then I do have, as of right now, I have one client that actually Johnny coaches her also, and then she trains in the studio with me. And then I have another client that wants to eventually compete, and when she gets there, she's going to hire Johnny as well. But right now she's like really in off season and whatever. The point is that people aren't going to agree with your goals. And if you're doing something to improve the quality of your own life, like if you have kids and you want to create your, like, I want to do shows because I want to see what I'm capable of. I don't want to be at maintenance anymore. I want to get my legs bigger. I want to see what I look like ripped. I want to go through peak week. I want to prove to myself that I can do this. Like, all this ish is making me stronger. Like, right now I'm sick and I don't feel good and I'm coughing and stuff like that. I'm getting better and I'm having all these issues with my eyes, and every single, I guess, obstacle that comes in front of me I feel like is an opportunity for me to inspire somebody. Like, whenever something traumatic happens to me, I don't think like, oh my God, again, here we go again. Now I can't see and I have these steroid drops that I have to put in my eyes every 30 minutes, and that's why I've been wearing my glasses lately. But I'm like, okay, this is just another opportunity for me to inspire people. And then getting back to the whole, like, the other thing of what my goal is. Like, I'm doing this because it gives me an opportunity to inspire people. You don't have to want to do figure shows. You don't have to want to drop down to 3% body fat. You don't even have to want to try to see what you're capable of by getting through like a super hard diet of peak week and all that other stuff. But like, all that stuff is what fires me up. Like, pushing through cardio, and I just like pushing through cardio when I'm sick. It's like, if I could do that, then I could do the shows. Then I could, and that's just me having my own goal. I want to do shows because I don't ever want to train, and I will never train anybody for shows. I've said it 1,000 times. If anybody contacts me about doing shows, they go right to Johnny. I am doing the shows for my goal because I am allowed to have a goal. Why can't I have a goal? And you don't have to agree with it, but you could still coach with me. You could still be one of my clients that wants to lose weight, that wants to learn about coping skills and tackle and master their eating disorder, which I talk about. I've had an eating disorder. I've been hypothyroid, and I got myself out of it without being on medication. I got myself in remission from Crohn's disease and colitis. So just because somebody doesn't agree with their goals or doesn't agree with your goals doesn't mean that you should ever question them. And at the end of the day, sometimes you have to look at where it's coming from. So really dig deep, and without making assumptions, because just like the 4 Agreement says never take it personal, it also says don't make assumptions. So you don't want to assume that somebody is coming at you from a place of pain on themselves. But in a way, I mean, those two kind of, it's hard to not link those two. So like, if somebody is lashing out at you about something that you're doing or calling you names or whatnot, you can't take it personal. That is probably a reflection of what they feel about themselves, but also you can't assume. So you just have to do your best to try to be at peace with everything. And if somebody doesn't support your decision, if you're not doing anything hurtful to yourself, you're not drinking and doing drugs and whatever, you're ultimately trying to improve your life. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't agree with how much weight you're losing and what you want to do. And if you're like with me, like Mike, I don't spend any less time with my sons than doing these competitions than I would. Like, all of my workouts are around times when they're in school, so it doesn't impact anything. It will not affect them. For anybody out there that has haters or has people that don't support their journey, and just at the end of the day, if you can look yourself in the mirror, and you might need to mind F yourself a lot by constantly doing affirmations, by constantly, if you have one person that says something, walk away, smile, defend yourself if you feel like you need to, and then go and say some positive affirmations to yourself. And don't ever lose track of what your goals are. Don't let somebody tell you, aren't you happy with where you're at? And like make you be satisfied with mediocrity or being mediocre or kind of getting to your goal. If you want to get to your goal, don't stop until you get there. Whether you are standing next to one and only person that has supported you throughout the whole journey, or you stand alone. And then at the end of the day, the success attracts success. So you will then attract people that want to be successful, that you've inspired. So I got to go in now because I have to go plan workouts. Got to go blow my nose, and I love you.